Hi there, my name's Kathleen and I'm with Windy Chaos, and I'm excited about ZoomNotes, and I'm excited to show you how to set up your ZoomNotes for 2025. So we're going to do a couple things here, and you're going to be loving it. It is so great. Okay, so this is my little demo planner, and I just made this little page a few minutes ago for a basics video, but now I want to dive into the best feature of ZoomNotes, which is its calendar integration. It makes planning so easy, but one of the things that's very interesting about using this type of planner that I have is that I don't necessarily want my days and weeks to always be in the same spot, but I want the information at my fingertips. And so I'm going to show you how I'm setting it up and what I may or may not be doing with it for the year. So first things we've got to do is we've got to tag all the pages by what type of page they are. Are they a daily, a weekly, or a monthly? And that's pretty easy in this particular planner because this designer has done all the monthlies together, all the weeklies together, and all the dailies together. But you might have a planner where they did all of January, they did the month, then the weeks, then the days. So you're going to have to kind of maybe go do a little searching around to see how those pages numbered and what made sense. And here's, in my opinion, the best way to do that. I'm going to go here to January. Now, this particular planner, January, okay. This particular planner had a December to it. And so I'm going to start with December because if I don't, it can kind of throw things off. So always start with the very first, ending with the very last. Don't jump in the middle and try to apply things helter-skelter. It could end very badly. So I'm going, in my pages menu, I'm going to be using this center thingy here quite a bit while we're tagging. So tagging just is a way to tell ZoomNotes what type of page it is. And so I'm going to go here, and you can see this little green outline that tells me I'm on page 4. And it's super easy for me to see which ones are the monthlies because they have that grid on them. So I've got to go here to the select, if you can see that up in the right hand corner. And I'm going to select all of these. And I'm going to go up here where it says set tags. And I've already put in these tags, but if you needed a new one, then you could put in the name. You can choose the color from your palettes or the sliders or what have you. But I've already got those, so I'm going to do month, done. And then we see that little yellow square show up in all the corners. Now I'm going to go back. I'm done. I'm going back. And I need to know when the first weekly is and when the last weekly is. So I'm on week 49 here. My page number, if I pull in here, okay, actually this one has a 17 because it has a week 48. So I'm going to be going all the way to that one. But my last one is kind of what I need to know back. So I need to go to December. I need to go to that last week that they have, which is the first week in 2026. And that's going to be page 74. So I'm going to stop recording here because this can get really long and tedious, but I'm going to go through 74 to 17 and make all of those. I'm going to select them all. They'll all have a yellow band around them like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing, that set to tags. I'm going to say weekly. And I can just set one if I want for right now, just to show you that I'm now going to go through and do tag all of these to here. And if I miss one, I can still just add it. It's all good. It's super easy. This is not the stressful part. Now, if I go back and I'm going to do my dailies, I'm kind of in that same boat. I want to go to my December 2024, which I have to get to this way. And I'm going to go from this first daily, which is December 1st. And I'm just going to, see, that's going to be number 75. Select. Set tags. That's a daily. Done. Back. And then my very last day in this planner is going to be December 31st, 2025. I'm again going to go up here to all of it. I'm on page 470. Select 470. Set tags. And this is a daily. Done. 2025. And I'm going to do all 300 something of them up to the end of all those weeklies. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a few minutes, and I'll have these all tagged and I'll show you what it looks like. It just takes a few minutes. It's not hard. It's just a little tedious. And everything's been tagged. You can see all the yellow dots, all the little red dots. And I'm just looking through the green ones, making sure I got everything. You can still see I've got the yellow select on. Feel a little like those cooking videos where they throw the onion up in the air and it comes down all diced. Like I said, this wasn't hard. It just takes a little bit of time because you're dealing with over 400 pages you're tapping on. And looks like I got them all this time. Done this a couple times now, and I usually miss one or two. Okay, so we're done. So this is going to make it super fast and easy when we go to telling ZoomNotes about our calendar. So we're going to come back here to this page, and we're going to go into the properties. I'm going to click it here so that you can see this doc properties with the Z. And this is where you can name your document. You can change different things and everything in it. But I tell it that I have a cover. I named it demo. Then I'm going down here to calendar, and I'm telling it there's a calendar enabled, that I like to show the date and time. I like to show the time first. I like the months to be in list form, the weeks to be in list form, and the days to be full. Markers is just a little dot that'll show up on your calendar, and that's fine too. We're going to show the events. I don't want to show the border or the background, so I have those toggled off. That's just a personal preference thing. They will have color to them, and that color will match whatever you have in your Apple calendar or your Gmail calendar. You know how you kind of assign them colors. I do like to override the text color because, again, they'll pull it from the calendar color. And then for different setups for your month, I just have 2 calendars I show there. My weeks, I have 3, and my days, I have 3. I don't do the columns thing, and I don't really mess with the rest of this now. And I'll try to show you some reminders things, because reminders is very cool in ZoomNotes. I just don't use it any longer. That's just a personal preference thing. Okay. So now we've told it on the document level that this is a calendar. These are the calendars I want to show up here. But now we've got to give ZoomNotes a container for the calendar information. And then we've got to give the page a certain calendar date. And so that's what we're going to do next. So we're going to go back to, actually, we're going to go to December 2024 again. We're going to draw. We're going to go into our tools and we're going to grab the table. And we're going to draw a table over the existing grid. And it's going to look wonky for a minute, but it's okay. Don't sweat it. Then we're going to go to our slider menu and we're going to tell it we need 7 columns and we need 5 rows. And it's pretty close to perfect now, but we're going to do just a few adjustments so that it looks really, really good. Because this is going to be our container, is this table. This is where the calendar info is going to live. ZoomNotes doesn't know that yet because I haven't told it that the table is for calendar info. So I'm going to again do my slider, and here at the very bottom, I'm going to tell it this is a calendar. Now ZoomNotes knows it's a calendar and knows the container for a calendar, but it doesn't know which calendar to put in there yet. So over here, under my pages, I'm going to go to the one with the eye. And I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to tell it this is a calendar page. It's a month, and it's December 2024. And boom, all the things showed up, which is great. Now they are a little high in the boxes, so I'm going to give it a little space by adding 17 points there. And I think I'm going to add like 5 points on the side because they're right up against that line. And I like that. Here's the other thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go into Planner Options. And I'm going to go under Events here at the bottom. And I'm going to tell it to make this American typewriter, which I like. Okay. And so we've moved things, we changed the font. Feel pretty good about that. Yep. Okay, so that's done. Now here is the really fun bit. Oh, here's another couple things we want to do. We're going to name this month grid. And we're going to make it invisible. Now, it didn't take away the calendar stuff, but it took away that extra outline. So now we're going to go back to our select. We're going to go to our slider menu. We're going to go to page, copy properties to pages. And it's not the 3D turning like it was in the last video. Now it's page calendar properties. And we're going to scroll to the bottom here and we want to do tagged. And the tag we want to choose is month. Done and copy. Yes. Now when I go over here, there's my January, my February, March. March looks a little odd. So if I turn on my month grid, you can see March is off. And that's because this one has an extra week in it. This is a super easy fix. So I'm going to select my grid. I'm going to do select here. I'm going to click under properties is table properties. I'm going to give it 6. Everything still looks a little wonky, but if the minute I push this I, it all does its thing. Isn't that fabulous? Okay. There's a couple other months to do this. August and November. So we're going to turn that off, and I'm going to turn off the grid again. Done. And then we're going to go to April, May, July, August. I'm going to turn it on for a minute. I'm going to hit, I've got my select tool on. I'm going to select that, the grid. I'm going to do table properties, make it 6. And then I'm going to hit the I, and it's good. Done. And then we're going to go September, October, November. Turn it on. Select it. And then we're going to do table properties, 6. Then I'm going to turn that back off. And there we go. Everything's popped into place. I think I forgot to, oops. Darn it. Come back here. Let's go back to August. I think I forgot to turn off the grid. Yeah. There we go. Okay. All our months are done. Now, the next ones we're doing, there's more of them, but they are totally creative. And I'm going to actually create the containers off this page. And the reason for that is then you've got all the freedom you want to make it as cute as you like. You still have all the information you need. And you can decide whether to just drag that onto the page and use it that way or not. So let's go to... We're going to go back to that December date. We're going to go, this isn't even the first week though. Yeah, I want week 48. They included in here. And here's the dates right here at the top so I can remember November 25th is where I want to start this. Now there's a couple ways I can do this, but here's the easiest. I think this is how I'm going to be doing it in mine. So I'm going to go to my tools. I'm going to go to table. I'm going to draw a table. And then I'm going to do my slider. I need 7 columns and 1 row. Come on, 1 row. And I'm going to tell it it's a calendar here at the bottom with that slider. And then I'm going to go over here and tell it it is a calendar page. It's a weekly page. And this started November 25th. Now, I might do something kind of funky here because there is a planner option I need to tell you about. So here under planner options, under general, my Mondays are first in my months. No, so that slider's off. But my Mondays are first in my weeks. Yes, slider's on. So let's see. Done. And we'll let that, I'm going to hit, sorry. Ooh, I had a twinge there in my shoulder. We're going to hit refresh events. Right now it's still showing Sunday as the start. Done. It might take a minute. Oh, okay. 25. There we go. There we go. Done. Okay, so I can also do a fill on this. So I think I'm just going to keep that white so it's up there. But here's the cool thing. Because this is like off the thing, when I do scroll, you can't see it. It's not there. It's all good. If I do all my designing and through here, right, and have lots of fun, then I can decide if I want to just pull that down, stick some dates on it, you know. I can do that. I can resize this. I can make it long and skinny. You know, I can... But here's another really fun thing I can do. I can make 7 shapes. I can do... let's see. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna operations, duplicate. So kind of imagine like maybe like you have 7 leaves on here or 7 flowers or something. And we're gonna do duplicate. And there we go. Is that 7? 3, nope, that's 6. 7. So they would not have to have this blue background. They wouldn't have to have a border, none of that. But they could be sitting on a totally different shape or an image, however you wanted to do it. But all of a sudden, I don't have to retype all of this if I don't want to. I can just make this go away, right? I'm taking away the container that ZoomNotes is looking to put the calendar stuff in. Don't panic. It's going to be okay. There, I took it away. I don't have it now. If I go to this, I'm going to my shape properties and I tell it it's calendar, then I've got it. That's Monday. This is Tuesday. This is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so again, ZoomNotes was just looking for a container to put that information in. But remember how the order in which you tell it that that's a calendar box, that's the date it's going to assign it. So I just think it's fabulous. I'm so excited about it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit back. And I'm going to bring back my... Okay. I'm going to bring this back because this is what I want to copy and paste and put on all the other pages. And I'm going to get rid of these guys. And it's just the date information, right? So I'm just going to pull it up here because that's where I see myself looking for it when I'm doing my thing. I don't want to be constrained by it. I just want the information super handy for when I'm doing my layout. And so all I have to do now, I've got it just the way I want it, is to do, I'm on select, I'm going to my slider, I'm going to page, copy page properties, page calendar properties, tagged as weekly, not month and weekly, just weekly. Done, and copy. And there we go. Now this one's got it, and they're changing as they should. Okay, so that is all of our weeklies are in there. Now we're going to jump to a daily. And I'm going to go back here again to December. I'm going to go, oh shoot, December 1st. And ZoomNotes does a couple of cool things. They really will keep a timeline type thing. So if you have things that are timed right now, if I look here, and I say this is a calendar page, it's a daily, and it's got 14 hours assigned to it. I can make my days as long as I want to. 14 works for me because I'm going to say my start time, I'm going to say my start time is 6. I rarely am up before 6. But that would be from 6 to 8, and I'm rarely out after 8 or have something start new after 8. So there we go. So we're going to do 14, and what we're going to do again is I'm going to just make a table. I'm going to make it kind of long. I'm going to make it one column with 14 slots, and I've got to tell it that it's a calendar, and I've got to tell it the date. We've got 14 hours, and this date is going to be December 1st. And there we go. And I can change, again, I can kind of go in here and change some things around if I need that font to be bigger and that sort of thing. But for me, this is really about the information, not so much what it looks like. But you can definitely play with that and have it look really good. Okay, so there, I just put that little white background. But again, when I'm scrolling, it's not, well, you know what? I need to do it this way. Okay, scrolling. If I scroll, it's going to turn up on this other page. I think it's better to put it up or down. So I'm just going to, pop this up here. There we go. And again, when I'm planning, I can do this. Oh, you know, one thing I meant to do on the weeklies that I didn't do is I didn't designate this first. Yeah, I could just leave it there. I might do that and then just move it when I want. And I don't see myself writing out 14 boxes, you know, or anything like that. Most of the time, my dailies aren't super scheduled. But we're going to call this daily schedule. There we go. And we're going to do select. We're going to do page, copy properties, page, tagged, and daily. Anything that's tagged daily is going to get this. Done, copy, yes. And there they all are. And I can pull them off how I choose. Or not use them at all. Or take off the, I think taking off the thing there just kind of makes it a little confusing, but I don't know. I would keep that visible, but you could always kind of gray it out so it's just super light. Again, it's just for your information. Do your planning and then get rid of it if you want. But the nice part is that you've got that as a daily schedule all through there. And I'm sorry, I didn't do that on the weekly. I didn't say that it was the weekly on that layer 1. I wish I'd done that. So when you pull it up, it just says layer 1. So, weekly table. Sorry, that was a mistake. But I hope this gave you some really good ideas about how you want to set up things. Reminders is another thing that you can do, and you can do this just with, you can use tags, hashtags, the tags that Apple uses. You can make it so that your reminders show up as part of your calendar, and they'll be scheduled in, which can kind of double things up if you're not careful. But like if I wanted to make a reminder section just in one spot, say I didn't want it on every day, but some days I wanted to put my reminders in, I can do this. I can call it a calendar, and I can tell it I want my reminders, and I can pick those reminders. I can say I just want these reminders, those from those two thing. So take off this hideous, and this is what I was talking about when you come to having a highlighter and not overwriting the text color. It just pulls it from your calendar. But you can also tell it not to pull in, like if you have a big master list and you only want things that say top priority, and you've made a tag in reminders that says top priority, you can do that here under tag. You can do, like if you had let's see, like a top 3. It just gives you a little bit of a way to filter them. So those all went away because they don't have that tag on them. So anyhow, I hope that gets to be really cool for you. It makes it so that you can have multiple lists. So if one is groceries and everything on that list is tagged grocery, then you can just have a grocery list. And if one is errands or one is school, using those tags can help you, or using just that list, that reminder list. It calls it a calendar, but you know what I mean. Then you can, and it can do this filter by date thing too, where you only have to see, you can see just, sorry, I don't know why it's making it so hard for me to pull that up, but it is. A start date and the number of days to show. That can be really helpful if your reminders list is insane, like mine was when I used reminders. So anyway, at some point I'll show you guys what I'm using instead. But I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for letting me ramble, and I hope I didn't make it too long, but I hope I made it clear as mud so that you can jump into this and have loads of fun. Take care, and Happy New Year to you.